with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it should be measured to you again. So basically, whatever you judge, you put a judgment on the people, it's gonna come back to you because you ain't doing the right thing.
Right.
You know? And why beholdest thou the mote that's in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that's in your own eye? So here you judging your brother over something small he did, but you doing 10 times more wicked behind the scenes.
Right.
That's what's going on with our leaders during that time. And still to this day. These pastors in church, they hypocrites.
Yeah.
Here they tell you, well, you can't have more than one wife, which is totally lawful to have more than one wife.
Right.
But he there molesting children in the background. Or being a damn nasty ass faggot in the background. This is why these been all through our history.
Right.
Going off. Being a hypocrite. Or how would thou say to thy brother, let me put out the mote out thy eye, and behold, a beam is in thy own eye. Thou hypocrite. How shall I call him a hypocrite? First cast out the beam out thy own eye. Then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote of thy brother's eye.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you need to clean yourself out before you start judging the people.
Right.
That's what happened with the people judging the woman. How much I mean, y'all more wicked this woman commit adultery. You have no right to commit adultery. You should be dead.
Exactly.
That's what was going on.
Yep.
They all left. They all wicked ass out.
Yeah.
They should be put to damn death. They do it 10 times worse than adultery.
Exactly.
Blowing rock the night before. And come back to judge the woman.
Right.
All the niggas left. All wicked niggas left. That's why we teach the Creflo down.
Hey, that's why it says judge righteous judgment.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead and finish that out, though.
It's like us. We out on the street corners. We say not eat pork, not eat shrimp. And then you find out we eating pork and shrimp and doing all these wicked acts. Come on, man.
Right.
That ain't right.
Finish up down there. Back in John chapter 8 and verse 9. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning of the eldest, even unto the last. And Yahushua was left alone. And the woman standing in the midst, when Yahushua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers?
Right.
Have no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Yahushua said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Exactly. So, she didn't have anybody left there to accuse her, right? So, by law, I mean, she couldn't lawfully be stoned at that point. But ultimately, he didn't say, have a nice day. No, he told her, stop doing that, pretty much, right? Go and sin no more. Start keeping the commandment, right? And, talking about Exodus 20 and 14, right? So rather than being held under the punishment of the law for righteousness and being killed, she was offered repentance, right? But still told to keep the laws, the commandments, right? Because, let's get that, what she was facing or what she was up against. Exodus 20 and 14.
Exodus chapter 20 verse 14. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Simple.
That's it. Yeah,
right?
simple.
So let's go to Malachi 4 and 4.
Malachi chapter 4 and verse 4. Remember ye the law of Moses my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel with the statutes and judgments.
Right. The law with the statutes and judgments. So the statutes, right? The ordinances, the directions, but also the judgments, all of that is covered under the umbrella of what we call the law. And that's why when you read the word the law, you gotta look at the context, see what it's talking about, okay? The law, it has not been done away with, okay? And we just showed that to you. So now let's go to Matthew 23 and 23. Is this talking about this too?
All right, Matthew chapter 23 and verse 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith.
Right. Judgment is part of the law. It's a heavy part of the law. Mercy is a heavy part of the law. Faith is a heavy part of the law. Right? Go ahead.
Judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Right. So, just the same as you got to keep the laws, you got to observe the ordinances, right? Even though we know some of them might not be able to be carried out currently, right? Because there's no temple. And then the judgments, right? Because there's an opportunity for repentance. Same thing. But these are still parts of the law. And they have not been done away with. All right? So, give me James chapter 2, 14 and 17. Start with.
This is James chapter 2 and verse 14. What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? Can faith save him?
Right. So, of course, when they saying works here, we ultimately talking about keeping the commandments, right? The laws. That's the works we're talking about. Go ahead.
If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit?
Right. So if a brother is cold, right, and hungry, and you say, shalom, brother, have a great day, but you ain't gave him a jacket or no food. There has to be, even though you have the faith, right, that, the Lord's going to take care of you or you're going to be all right, but you're not doing any works to see that through, to make that happen, so what good is it benefiting somebody, telling them to have faith, the Lord's going to help you out? Well, yeah, that's what you're there for, brother. If you have that extra coat or some extra food, so you got to do your part, go ahead.
And one of you said to them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body. What doth it profit? Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone.
Right. Faith requires action. Right. And that action is the commandments. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seeing thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect.
Right. Got to have the faith and the works. Right. So there ain't no faith alone. I mean, that's hogwash, as they say, right? It's not going to get it. Same way as works alone ain't going to get it, right? If you don't have the faith and the works, you up the creek without a life jacket. It ain't looking good for you. So just bring a couple more out, close it out.
I got a precept we can say about being fed.
Okay, beautiful.
This is Yahweh speaking. This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 and down. For I was hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, ye clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then should the righteous answer him, saying, Lord,